Hey guys, sorry I was late. I was just looking at the information because we got a lot to talk about. I mean, I never expected a lot of information of, Drifter, Espresso, all of them. I mean, obviously they knew, but more so the fact of what they showcased us in the trailer actually says a lot of the direction that they're wanting to go. It's almost like they knew they were going to. Well, I'm not sure if they're going to fail, as in the sense of way that they're going to fail because of the how to put it. I think the competition. Like they knew that this was going to be a down year for them. If you put it in perspective, that's what it is. It's almost like they knew they were hoping that they were hoping Battlefield didn't come up this year. They were hoping that Halo was out, so it was almost like, oh, there's not much competition. This is going to be a down year. You can make a kick-ass campaign, but the multiplayer's going to suck because what we wanted to, even the news that we got about the anti-cheat. So it's going to release the anti-cheat is going to release in the when they release the new map. It's a good thing, but I think it's a little too late. Why? By that point, it's going to be almost 2 years. And by being 2 years of not having anti cheat and Battlefield 2042 releasing, there's going to be mostly multiplayer, and making all your shenanigans over there. You got Halo Infinite that's coming in because this. I think this is going to be the last one that we play as Master Chief, and I think the subsequent ones are going to be like past Master Chief. What does his legacy leaves us? That's from that's two first-person shooters that are going to take the front. A lot of the people at Call of Duty has let go because no anti cheat. You may have a kick-ass campaign, but still, there's a lot of stuff that you needed to address before that. Wednesday, we talk about if this was going to be the last Call of Duty. Sledgehammers was the main developer on it, and from the results of yesterday, you can just look that no one was expecting this kick-ass trailer. But also, I think one of the things that actually surprised me was it was not the trailer, it was not the cinematics, not that they were using the Modern Warfare 2019 engine. It was the fact that Treyarch is developing the zombies part of this game. That just told me that even though they want to link their zombie story with everything, um, I think it gives us I think it defines something that Treyarch wanted to escape but can't escape because of the success. There are zombies campaign developer for Call of Duty, and that's it. The fact that they have to, even though we pitched you the story and you can make it, it's like no, give us the whole zombie story. They love zombies from us, and if you look at it, Treyarch has always developed a kick-ass zombie campaign, regardless of the campaign. I mean, they're awesome, but more people are invested in zombies than the campaign story and the multiplayer. in the part of Treyarch. Obviously, Infinity Ward has the multiplayer and campaigns that are realistic, or even though it's a fictional World War III, still is kick ass because it seems so realistic. So, on that regard, we have learned that even though they're developing, this time they're not pulling punches. That's the first thing that I noticed. They're not pulling punches. Well, that's the trailer showcasing you that they're not pulling punches. We don't know. We need to play the campaign. Second of all, I like that this time we're battling in different fronts of the war, because there were different fronts. It was not only the European theater, Americans versus Nazis. There was Americans versus Japanese. There was English, the British. Is it British or is it British? I don't know, because, sometimes they over pronunciate the T, sometimes they steal it. But regardless, it was them against the Nazis. It was also the African front. It was also the Italian front, the Australian front. That was actually a part of it. The Australian front, because of the Japanese invading all that part of the world. New Zealand, New Guinea, Madagascar, all that part of South Asia. You also had the Soviets, the Eastern Front, the Soviets trying to push the Nazis back. So it was like, I'm glad that we're gonna take a look at different fronts. Second of all, even though I'm not sure, I mean they've talked to very deep historians. I need to check that one up, of this multinational group. The only thing that I do know that is for a fact is that the first two, because it's two, you can look it up. The first two special forces was actually the first one, the SAS, British Special Air Services. That they were the ones that were sent, like your typical spec ops missions, like how to put it, like the Kill House mission, like the Ghillie Suit one of COD 4 Modern Warfare. That was your SAS at the beginning. The second one is actually based on the SAS, and that's the first Ranger Battalion. The first regiment of Rangers. It was 3 battalions. One was sent in the Italian front. 2 were sent actually to fight on the beaches of Normandy in order to take them. In a sense of way, even though it was not a special operations group, the Screaming Eagles, the 101st, but it was. Right now, you can see it as special operations, but that's because they had to evolve into that. More so, they were the first paratroopers at the time. They were the experimental paratroopers that the United States had, and they were trying to imitate the Nazis that had the first paratroopers. That's how they actually conquered the southern Italian islands really fast, because nobody was expecting troops from the air. So, yeah, the 101st Screaming Eagles had to evolve through time to be special operations. They also have the 82nd. So, you can kind of put it that way, but there were no special operations at that time. The one that were from the United States was actually the Ranger Regiment, and for the British was the 22nd Special Air Services. Those are the two first. I'm not sure about this multinational, Russian, Australian, British, I already said Australian, American. So I don't know. I would need to try to dig up as much information as I can on that. But it's actually you know, a good focal point of story. The second, and that's the second thing. The third thing that I think I already said, Treyarch developing zombies. That's what we learned. Uh, that's what COD has showed us, even though for many it was not a bit of a shocker. But if you look at it at a context of developing a Call of Duty, that's actually very interesting because it means Treyarch is going to manage the zombie part. So what does this mean for future Halloween events? Is that you can expect in Warzone something related towards the zombie campaign. You already had your nuke event, that in a sense of way it goes into Modern Warfare 2 because Shepard losing troops in 30,000 in the original COD, and in the second one he mentions it, but that's the OG. But it's like making a reference towards it. That's one thing. You don't know how the story is going to go through Modern Warfare because of the nuke. You already took care of Viktor Sakayev. There was no mention of Makarov. I'm hoping with this new map introduction, once we're heading towards the new Modern Warfare, I'm interested to know how they're going to introduce Makarov, or if there's going to be a new baddie, because who knows? Or maybe you kill Viktor Sakayev and the father is still alive. He just disguised his death, as Mr. C. That's one thing that I'm curious. How is it going to be implemented? What other thing COD Vanguard just showed us in the well? If you look at the image that I post, it was the image for the video. You got 4 tiles now, even though it's for the beta, but it's like you're making Modern Warfare / Warzone. Now it's Warzone, but still you can play Modern Warfare through it. I think they really need to separate, like say, hey, we're going to separate Modern Warfare and we're going to make it just for Warzone, 2 separate, because they're making it so cluster. I understand that there's some people that access Modern Warfare and then it's like, oh, you got the Cold War tile and now you have the Vanguard one. But it's annoying because they're separate games. You should have the Modern Warfare and then the Warzone one, or just separated everything. Oh, you want to access Warzone? Oh, well, it takes you to the application of Warzone, not the Modern Warfare game, because I understand Warzone was built in a Modern Warfare engine. But that's Treyarch's fault on not building a Modern Warfare engine. So that's another thing. It's going to be annoying until they make that separation. And I'm hoping that if they don't make that separation, that at least in Call of Duty Vanguard, even though you have your tiles, that you can access Warzone through it, not that it takes you to Modern Warfare and then boots Warzone. Because then that's gonna be fucking annoying. It's Vanguard is supposed to be built on a Modern Warfare 2019 engine. So that's one thing. Regarding to the first point, about the anti-cheat, I hope I hope it doesn't mess it up. I hope it doesn't mess up anything. Server overload, or creates more bugs and glitches, or screws up the game entirely. Because if it does that, then you have lost your audience, and they're gonna flock to Halo Infinite, Battlefield 2042. I hope they can execute it right. That's what I'm hoping for. Because if it's not executed right, then not only Sledgehammers, but Raven, Treyarch, even Infinity Ward, even though it's not direct, but because of the engine type, uh, they're gonna get a lot of flock. I mean, Activision is already getting a lot of flock, but that's because of the lawsuit. So I'm glad that we get this reveal. Oh, that's another thing. Point five, PVE events. Who hasn't had fun doing PVE events like this? You know, all towards one objective. Nobody interfering with you. Everybody cooperates in order to get a certain amount of prize. The the way that they made this event to actually reveal the trailer, why not make more events like this? Or different than Battle Royale. Instead of a circle, it's um like to know your history type. Like you collect intel, or you get to collect certain things and activate a certain machine for your team in order for you to actually collect a reward or grow to a point. And you have teams battling each other, and once they reach certain stage, it's almost like they're transported into another Verdansk map, even though it's the same one. But because it's second stage, they try to compete in the second stage. Run towards an objective, or try to exfil because of this and that. Or like the zombies event, it's like uh, infected, try to run from the zombies, go to the exfil. You know that those types of things is what makes Warzone more entertainable. It's If you look at how that event, to know your history, the one that we have for the weekend, for the Call of Duty Vanguard, um, the Halloween one where you were transformed into a zombie. Those type of events, even though it's for a few days, but they bring back some people that were Call of Duty gamers. It's like, oh, this event looks cool from, knowing Jay, um, Drifter, Chaos, uh, Slasher. They it's like, oh, I like it. Let me try to play it, even though it's you have to download and blah 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 blah. But still, they go in and have a little fun and like, eh. And then because the event is over, it's like they don't touch the game, or they don't play Warzone. Because hackers and all that shit. Make more events. Here's what I'm telling. Even that's like a free one, but everybody's saying it. More PVE events, or more events that the objective is not more so battle royale. It's like they know your history, the infected, the Halloween one with zombies. Make it not only zombies, but that your team has to survive the horde instead of the circle just closing in. It's more so players that can be revived. They're zombies, all the way zombies. Uh, and if you grab something special, or instead of battle royale, the circle Easter eggs, go face, I don't know, Leatherface on farmland, or Jigsaw on the Gulag, or we don't have a swamp, but on storage, I don't know, Jason Voorhees, or um, some other villain. I don't know. Make it so that even though you have your teams, but they have to face these monsters. Or you can put in the Horda, like, oh, the Horda spawn at night and in Scrapyard, you gotta take him down. I mean, that would be awesome, ain't it? That that's the thing that people are, because even though, okay, you have your battle royale and you have your solos, duos, trios, quads, and you have your plunder, but everybody, I feel like they're having more fun on payload than regular battle royale or plunder. Plunder is almost like, oh, you test classes, you test weapons, or level them up, because everybody goes to Storage Town, or points of conflict, not only to just get kills in Warzone, but more so test their abilities. So I do encourage Raven to actually make more PVE game modes on it, or with the help of, I don't know, and well, it's now Sledgehammer, create another PVE event in which it has to be related to Vanguard. Intel. It's like the Nazis were here, we're hiding a certain project. Everybody has to cooperate for this, or gaining intel on it. It might be related to zombies, it might not, but it has to be related to the game that they're releasing. Like this one, the train, armored train with cannons and machine guns. It's not untypical. It was used in World War I. To my knowledge, it was not too used by the Allies for obvious reasons, but yeah, the Nazis had a few armored trains here and there. So I'm really hoping that the developers consider more PvE events. And I really hope that this campaign, it's not linear, because even the ones, uh, the content creators of COD have said it seemed linear, but the developers are saying that not. They're saying that multiplayer is going to be uh, like a battle royale type experience, but it's not so battle royale. Um, we'll just have to wait and see. They can't say a lot of stuff because of NDA, but right now it looks like they're trying to bring retain their core audience and trying to bring back people. The only thing that I have a little worry is, you know, weapon customization. It's World War II guns. Even in real life, there's a lot of stuff that you can do to customize um, those weapons. I mean, you can put them a modern body in order for you to put, red dot scope or some stuff like that. But at that time, there was no effective polymer that could resist heat. There was no knowledge of this different types of muzzle devices you can put at the end of the barrel of any gun, that you can bury them. Scopes were so and old that it was like you had a fixed scope. It was very rare that you had, your scopes with your adjustables, um, or that you could attach those kinds of rifles. So there's a lot of stuff, you know. There was no thought of actually customizing your gun. It's like you bought a gun and that's your gun forever. You cannot modify it on anything because it's perfect as it is. That was the mentality back then. Right now it's different. It's like you buy a base gun, you can customize the hell out of it in order to make it perfect. So that's another thing. Kill streaks, well, this is going to be typical of World War II. I'm assuming that they're going to transfer the ones that they have from their World War II game to this one, but who knows? If this Call of Duty fails in multiplayer, not so much on zombies because Treyarch is taking care of it because of their narrative story that they have right now, but if it fails multiplayer and if it fails campaign, rest assured, this is going to be the last Call of Duty Sledgehammer is in charge of. And we return to the 2-year cycle with Infinity Ward and Treyarch. Right now, it seemed like they made a trailer that kicks ass. It looks promising. Looks. But as we know, looks can be deceiving sometimes. You know? And right now, with the situation that Activision is, with the developers of all the developers within the Call of Duty franchise, trying to retain the audience, saying that they have banned so many accounts, but they need to fix the anti cheat. I still can't believe that they are not going to release the anti cheat until the new map. And that new map could be launch day, could be a week after launch, could be a month after launch of Vanguard. By that time, more people have left, more cheaters are going to be in. Warzone's not going to be playable. And by that, and your audience that flock away is going to be in Battlefield 2042 or playing Halo Infinite or other games. So let's just hope for the best. Even though it has so many negatives. But hey, nobody expected an awesome Call of Duty when it was Infinity Ward's time. Everybody was expecting either Ghost 2 or Infinite Warfare 2. And then, boom, reboot Modern Warfare, and it's awesome. And then it comes with Warzone that it's more awesome. Everybody was like, fuck yeah. Call of Duty's back in its place. So, but anyways, just a quick one, I'm not gonna repeat everything that every content creator has repeated over, and I'm showcasing what I've seen more so. They have more experience because they were invited. They had their conference with them. One thing that I'm certain about is that if it fails, last Call of Duty sledgehammers. History has told us that they're very bad on that. Let's see with this one if they can turn the page. And if they have turned, well, they might stay. Who knows? Only they know what they have. And they know if it's going to hit or if it's going to be their last one. And they had to send a thank you. Either a tweet, either post on Instagram, or a video on YouTube saying, hey, thank you for letting us be the main developers of a Call of Duty game, but now blah, blah, blah. For situations, we got to go background, If it comes to that, it's understandable. If they succeed, congrats to them. They can stay. And anyways, just quick thoughts on it. And hey, we'll have to wait and see until it drops. In the meantime, let's see what the beta offers, and then we'll see what direction is. So, in the meantime, stay safe.